Hey everybody, welcome to our stream today. The Micro Panda, hello, and our Macro Panda friend here. Hey guys, what's up? It's good to be a replacement Panda. Panda is in Budapest, but eventually we're going back to Budapest. So, we are in Massachusetts, USA, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Acerbate 2 bits, taking the lead early this week after winning last week's bit battle. So I had to start a little bit later today. Usually we're starting at 12 o'clock, but I have very important business I had to take care of and work as well. So we're going to do a little under 2 hour stream today. I have to quit around 2:30 p.m. So let's get started. I'd like to take a look at the the World Championship. Let's say the U.S. Championship for some reason. I wanted to take a look quickly. I'm not going to do a stream devoted to the World Championship, but I figured we'll take a look since the game's out there. Since, we're doing the stream at the moment. Let's take a look at the World Championship game. Game 8 as it's going on now before we get to some challenges here. Study. Asterby, good to see you. Welcome, everybody. International Master William Pascal. So, it's wonderful to see a real opening take effect here. It was e4, c5, and finally Caruana. Here it is, game 8. He finally brings it with the open variation of... He understands that he can't beat Carlsen in a Rossolimo. e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4. Now cd4, and we get to find out what Magnus's preparation was. I don't know who predicted the Sveshnikov. Maybe Svidler. I'm not sure, and I don't know. Magnus is kind of unpredictable. He has a fairly wide opening repertoire. So he's sticking with Sicilian throughout, feeling like Caruana is really well prepared in the e4, e5 stuff. Knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3. So it's a Sveshnikov with knight on db5, d6. And now Caruana has his decision. Instead of playing the main line with bishop g5, Caruana played the side variation with knight to d5. There's only 2 serious sidelines in the Sveshnikov. Knight d5 and a4. And my friend Salansi Emil and Judith Polgar have played like bishop e3, I think. But that's a very rare line. And also rare is like very strange like knight a3 I've seen. Basically the only sidelines are knight d5 and the a4. So we've got knight d5. This is all known. Knight d5, knight d5, ed5, knight b8. You can also play knight e7 there, but this is the main line. Now a4. So, I'm not going to go into great detail on all the games, but the entire game. I just want to kind of get an overview of what's happening. a4 is not the main line. c4. So let's see. a4, bishop e7, bishop e2, castles. Knight d7. I always thought that these positions are kind of akin to some lines of Aliekin's defense. Black has, what makes it really interesting is the competing pawn majority that each side has. A majority of pawns on one side. Black has a majority of pawns on the king side, white on the queen side. Creates interesting dynamics. So, let's see what happens here. Bishop d2, and then we're already like down to just one game. We left books so early. It looks like knight d7 is the main line, and now bishop d2 is just very rarely ever been played. A totally playable move, though. Kind of natural. The idea is to come back to a3 and c4, possibly, with a knight, rather than the traditional approach of like playing c4. And the bishop's well placed on d2. It doesn't look overtly aggressive. What about this pawn on d5? Does that become a problem, like supporting it? I don't know. So basically a new position. This is some sort of correspondence game they're following, it appears. Turkov versus Mole. Computer recommends f4 here as played in the correspondence game. But Magnus goes his own way with a6. And we've got a new position, knight a3. And that is transposed to some other games. Wow, by a different order of moves. I don't know if these are like over-the-board games or correspondence games. Knight a3, e4. Percy Hepworth, what's up? So, e4, you never really want to do this because it feels like you're becoming inflexible with your pawns. But sometimes you have to do something. So this was interesting. Let's see what happened in the game. Caruana gets the bind. They have competing pawn majorities. Alexander Ivanov, like my good friend, he likes he likes this. And I heard someone refer to it as the trash compactor. The trash compactor pawn avalanche on the queen side. So, like the original Star Wars, there's this trash compactor. Okay, f4. And then we get crazy. Bishop takes f3. The knight is so strong, Caruana is going to give up his bishop for that knight. And then Magnus just goes for it with g5. Very aggressive move, the g5. There's no moving back. Once you move your pawns, like, you can't bring them back anymore. So Magnus really going for it. Caruana with the trash compactor. Is Magnus aggressing, or is he weakening his king side here? Let's see what happened. This is my first time. Computer gives White a huge edge. The monster knight trades itself. So he resolved the tension. And the computer suggests this computer-like move g4. g4. Because if takes en passant, then queen takes, what are we doing? What's the deal with g4 that he didn't find? Queen g3, bishop d6, and this is probably what they missed. You know, that White has a move here that's like overwhelming. Most likely Caruana didn't see this or neglected to analyze this possibility. This seems to be why the computer is freaking out, because bishop e5 is very, very strong there. But that's hard for Caruana. Excuse me, Caruana probably didn't see it. Cool game. Very, very sharp. So let's see what's happening. It looks like Caruana played a little too hesitantly, and he let Carlsen stay alive. Man, Sveshnikov, it's a little bit of a risky choice, honestly. But now it's getting down to more of the technical sort of stage. And we're seeing again a position where Caruana's basically forcing Carlsen to defend himself. And that's the final position at the moment. So even though Black has a majority of pawns on the king side, that bishop on c3 cutting across his king makes it dangerous for Black. So, like, the computer claims a small edge here. White has a powerful passed pawn. The Black king is slightly less safe. It should be interesting. Anyway, that's where that game stands. Game 8 of the World Championship. We're probably not going to get that many viewers today because of U.S. Championship. I did it again. The World Championship. I just like saying U.S. Championship, I guess, because in honor of the fact that I'm in the U.S., I like saying that. But let's play some games here. So I'm taking challenges, casual and rapid. Competing with the World Championship. It's going to be a shorter stream today, guys. Like an hour and 45 minutes. So what's up, Tim? Thanks for joining me. We're going to take this challenge from Asterbait. We'll revisit the World Championship game a little bit. Alright, Asterbait. Let's try to play like champions in honor of the World Championship. Asterbait got his new book by Christian, not new book, but new to him. New to you. It's new to you. Like a used car place where I bought my car. My last car. Knight f3, b6. So b6 probably more appropriate against knight f3 than just any time. What did you think about the position until now? Yeah, it looks like Caruana's pushing him a little bit. But anything could happen. Opposite color bishops. Computer gives Caruana 0.1. But it's always double-edged when there's opposite color bishops. But I don't know, you know. I mean, I think that kind of structure that Carlsen is playing, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not easy to play. You know, the move like g5 is very risky. So I'm a little surprised to see Carlsen decide to take chances at this late stage, game 8 with black? Seems like a kind of strange place to take a stand. But I think the bottom line, he's playing what he prepared pre-match. So it is what it is. But a very risky line for black. And Caruana absolutely missing something there with g4 and bishop e5, which was huge. Very strong advantage, apparently. But a computer-y kind of variation. g4 is anti-positional. You have to see a bunch of tactics. I'm not surprised that he missed it. I mean, I don't think the Sveshnikov is meant to be played solid. But I do think that it's an opening that you need a lot of experience in. And that structure that Carlsen's playing there, not a really easy structure to play. This is kind of a strange move, knight c6 in front of the bishop. Typically you don't do that there. So Acerbate just getting accustomed to trying to play this Owen defense. But normally you wouldn't see knight c6. You would see maybe knight f6, which is interesting. Or, let's say, bishop b4, the main line. Bishop b4 is main line. I had a game with Alexander Ivanov. Bishop b4, bishop d3, knight f6, queen e2, and I think it went like d5, I want to say. d5, ed, knight takes d5. The tense battle. It was a draw. So Acerbate kind of going against the grain here. Bishop b4 is main line. Yep. Thanks for being here, guys. Percy, Dim, Acerbate, our subscriber crew. Obviously not an optimal time for me to stream during the World Championship when there's a lot of streamers covering the World Championship, but we do what we can do. Now, Acerbate is sacrificing material here. Involuntary sacrifice. It's an involuntary sacrifice of the exchange, at least. c5 could be a move, right. It's not a great line. I think the c5 on move 4, that's played, but it's like a bad line for black, I would say. Bad Benoni. So e5. Now we're losing a full piece, and the question is how much compensation Acerbate has for this full piece. Where does my bishop feel safe? Maybe on f4? If I can stand up to the pressure. Otherwise I want to retreat. Back. Actually h4 might be okay. We don't necessarily have to put it on g3 where it's going to get hit by this incoming pawn. This is scary, of course. Alright. Now the diagonal opens up. So look out. Given enough time, black might have some threats here. Tim, thank you for donating to support the stream. So Acerbate unleashes his first wave of f-pawns. It's alright, we'll just absorb it. No problem. We've got another one coming. Bring on the other f-pawn. Some tactics here for us. My king can endure quite a bit. Everything's protected. The pawn on h4. Black has some play. Some play. The operative word is some. No, I'm not that stressed. Good move, rook g4. Seems like the logical move. Now I've got knight d5, but am I being greedy if I play that? Knight d5. Let's think about this, like knight d5, queen d6, for example. Knight takes f6. Hitting his rook. And then on rook takes h4. Or maybe black even plays like rook takes d4, sacking the exchange. This could easily backfire. I'm going to play it safe and defend here. Let's just not and say we did. I have a lot of other moves, but this move is just clearing back the bishop to go to g2 to secure my king. Still confident about your prediction of the World Championship game today? You mean my wanting to bet that all the games will be drawn through move 12? The last we looked, it was 0.1 for white. I hope it hasn't gotten worse since that, Spectacular Camel. But I think that the sort of strategic nature of it now, being down to heavy pieces and opposite-colored bishops, if Magnus is only... Basically, if Magnus is not more than a pawn down, he's usually not going to lose. Once we're down to like queens and rooks and one set of minor pieces, Carlsen's best chance is like when all the pieces are on the board. And he's obviously a good defender, Carlsen. I'm not confident, Spectacular Camel, if that's your question. I'm not confident. We're doing what we can do. Acerbate. Oh my god. What about rook takes h4 first? I guess that's not so great. Well, I'm still like, okay, you know, you are down 2 pieces here. So now you're down just 1. Feels like I should have some sort of tactical trick. Knight takes e6. Some good moves for white. And how is he going to defend himself? You would still suspect I can't say you said you would see us to another draw on the end of the simul. Yeah, I'm still going to stick with my prediction of draws. Spicy variation. I didn't really know what we would see, you know. Someone mentioned Sveshnikov, but I'm honestly still a little bit surprised. Okay, Acerbate has gone off the deep end now. His first Owen defense, essentially. On the high level. Dim, thank you for the donation again. Spectacular Camel. JCS, good to see you guys. 13 viewers. We're a little overmatched with all these guys streaming the World Championship. But anyway, I'm getting on. I'm going to stream, even though this is going to destroy my numbers for the week. Basically, guys, we're going to be doing games for another... What do we got? It's 1 o'clock. An hour and a half. Blade Albino challenged me to 5+3. You can challenge between 5+3 and 7+3 casual. Alright. Oops. After this game, we'll go back and take a look. Actually, we can go back and take a look. No, we'll wait till after the game. I'm not gonna disrupt. Resign's good there. Good resignation, Acerbate. You went a little off the path with knight c6 early. Generally, you don't want to do that. You have to wait. It's really tricky. It's like the queen's Indian defense. It's really tricky what to do with that queen's knight and any kind of fianchetto, queenside fianchetto opening. It's often a problem piece. You got to get used to it. It's not a sterile game today. Right. But you know, interesting prep by Caruana, choosing to play the 95 line, which is not considered to be dangerous by the cognoscenti. It's a line, but it's not like the main line. And then he comes up with the kind of original idea of bishop d2, knight a3, knight c4 with strategic bind. There was that correspondence game, and we're facing this like big clamps system from Blue Eyed Albino, but what's the best here? Not really sure. Anyways, Clash Kid, today was a good game. Still is somewhat interesting. Reminds me of Ice Cube. Today was a good day. The song where Ice Cube is really mellow. I'm not a huge like rap fan, but I like the cube. Knight f6. This is some sort of mainline closed Sicilian. Not a variation I typically play. Percy Hepworth said I played the Rubinstein over the board for the first time over the board yesterday. It's a lot of over the boards. I was worse very quickly. Lots of work to do. Okay, so you're talking about with white, Percy Hepworth. You're referring to playing the white side of the Rubinstein English, right? Would have felt sad for Carlsen to just lose by running into Carowayless preparation and lose. He has the same, but they both like one word. Lose. Clash Kid said lose. Clash Kid said lose twice. I'm picking apart people's word choices. Alright. I need to focus on the game here. So knight to d4. Little late start today, guys. I had some important business. Continue to have a lot of stuff keeping me busy here personally. My mom. Black Rubinstein French. When you say the Rubinstein, see, that's the problem. Akiba was very ahead of his time. And even though he's renowned for like his endgame and positional play, he actually has probably like 7 or 8 different openings named after him. Rubinstein, Nimzo, the French, so many different things. Even the white side of the Tarash. so many formative ideas were created by Rubinstein in the openings, actually. Truly one of the greatest players never to be world champion. I mean, you can argue some people, you know, but I think when you're talking about Rubinstein, it's like a no-brainer. He just was at the wrong time. Too many problems with World War I that just ruined Rubinstein's career. So knight to d4. Does anybody know why this Sessa engine is so special? It's giving a lot more precise evaluations. I don't know. But it's a good place to ask in here. Someone might know. Alright, so queen d2. So what's the idea now? He's going to play knight back to d1. Why don't we go for some development? Fishrat Cal, Clash Kidder here. Almost all subscribers. I'm starting at an unusual time. I was busy, and anyway, the chess streaming world is a little overloaded with the world champ going on. Let's get off the file. Blue-eyed albino playing very solid line here. Spassky-esque closed Sicilian. Never to get the world championship match. The timing was always bad. Okay. Yeah, when I thought that Percy Hepworth, I mean, a guy who plays the English all the time, when he says Rubinstein, I'm thinking the Rubinstein English, because that's such an important variation. I've been very frustrated by that as white in the English Percy. I think a really annoying variation and difficult to deal with. So it's like 100 computers chained together. It's like a massive network. The computer centipede. King h1. What am I doing? Where's my knight gonna go? Eventually we have to make a decision. I'm gonna pull the trigger on f5. This is always a weakening move. This is no exception, but this knight is sitting there on e8. Maybe I should have held off on this. I mean, this does weaken my king side slightly, but it keeps him from playing f5. I can bring my knight back to f6, where it has more say in the position. You learn English from Christoph Sladgie. Don't know the names of stuff. Wow, e5. Whoa. Spassky is right. So classic Spassky break here. I'm not a happy camper right now. That's not what I had in mind. What am I going to do? Knight f3, bishop f3, takes on e5, takes on c5. Excuse me. This seems like to White's advantage. But I don't know what else to do. Spassky used this mechanism a lot of times in the closed Sicilian. Playing the e5, trading those pawns. I feel like f5 has changed the position greatly. It does look like my pieces are sort of blocked behind it, so I have limited gain essentially from playing f5. And I feel like I have more weaknesses than White here. My conspiracy theory of the World Championship has been confirmed by h3 though. The passive h3 giving Caruana a limited advantage. He is a human, you know. He didn't find the computer line g4. I tried to explain why I thought that was the case quickly. Well, yeah, I mean, my conspiracy theory is more like just a practical theory, and I'm not the one that's alone in this, that I think they generally don't want to take a lot of chances. Now what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Put our knight on a good square, huh? I don't have a better suggestion. Wow. Alright. He's controlling e5 a lot. Happy to see that. Maybe I should go here. Wow, that was unexpected. Queen recaptures f4. He makes a lot of moves I didn't necessarily anticipate. That's slightly unpleasant. So what happens if we trade bishops here? I mean, ultimately, like, his king might be weakened by that exchange. Positional chess. Wow, queen b3. Watch out. Okay, what's going on, kids? I don't like being pinned. Tense game, very tough. Speaking of competing pawn majorities, it's a bit like the battle today in the World Championship. Same theme, different day. It's a strong knight on d5. I don't think you can argue with that. Oh, he found that move fast. What? Did he resign prematurely here? Wait, you resigned. You don't have rook d2, but you do have rook c2. You resigned prematurely. Wait. I mean, are you sure, like, there's nothing here for white? I'm in a very awkward pin. I guess I'm winning. To be careful, though. He was anticipating draw by repetition and overlooked queen g8. So he just has to take back with an unclear situation. I guess I'm better somehow. Alright. HGG. Well, I've got no other challenges. I will take the subscribers first typically, but because we don't have any other challenges at the moment, I will take HGG. Alright, guys. Before I start this game, HGG, alright, I'll play him. Can we just hold this game? If I hold it there, can I come back to it? Can you guys see this? Hang on, you're in progress. I don't want to start a new game, I just want to see something. Study. World Championship. It's getting more and more technical. Bishop takes f6. So Caruana still has his powerful passed pawn on d5. He's actually a pawn down, but with superior pawns, this pawn is basically dead. He's got the threat of d5, d6, d7, d8. Carlsen has to squeeze and hold on. Okay. Oh, HGG aborted the game. Or was the game automatically aborted because I left the building? Let's rematch. Is it a draw, like literally agreed to a draw? Or you're just saying that, JCS? Okay, I can't rematch. I think HGG left. Let's get another challenge out there. Unfortunately, he left the building. So, am I lagging? That was our last game with Blue-Eyed Albino. Guys, thanks for joining me here for the stream. We started a little bit late, and I'm welcoming challenges. 5+3 through 7+3 rapid or blitz, casual. HEG, I don't think he understood what I was doing. I just wanted to step away from the board to take a look at the World Championship match and come back and play. But maybe he aborted, maybe he had to go. I'm not sure. So, this is my game with Blue-Eyed Albino. Good struggle, man. Let's get another challenge out there. Mr. Coffee, good afternoon. You ever read Psychology of a Chess Player by Ruben Frein? What's wrong with me? Freudian. You know what, George? I do have that book, but I don't remember reading it really. I don't remember really reading Fine. I have another book on chess psychology which is better, by Krogius. I think it's called Chess Psychology and Chess or something like that. Krogius was actually a psychologist. Maybe Fine was too. I don't know, but Krogius was really pretty deep. I didn't say anything about a draw that was dim. Oh. I thought it was you, JCS. Talking about the World Championship. Oh, that was dim. Okay, he was right under you. Yeah, it looks like Magnus is still... Let's take a look here since someone's challenging me. Magnus is still under pressure. Caruana's been kind of closer as far as getting some small advantages a couple of times. But I'd have to go out on a limb and say that Carlsen's taking more chances. Playing G5 today, playing the black side of the Sveshnikov. Sacking that piece in the other game. Caruana plays very stable chess. No draws before move 30, but we're past move 30, so they could agree to a draw if they want to. But there's no way I believe that, Caruana won't try a little bit more here. But the idea that draws are always in opposite-colored bishops doesn't apply when the rooks are on the board. I mean, the fact that the rooks are on the board makes this kind of actually very dynamic position. Carlsen has to be careful. I mean, white has some threats. The rook can get on the 7th rank. He's got pushing to d6, which is going to make black uncomfortable. There's no way that he's going to agree to a draw here, or should. The pawn is basically not very relevant on h4. Alright, guys. So, what's the deal? So, tomorrow we've got a blitz tournament coming up. Tomorrow evening, 4:30 EDT. That'll be our arena blitz challenge. Tomorrow on the stream at 4:30. I think we're on schedule for that. And, yeah, that looks good. So, let's get some games in. JCS challenging me to 6+3. While we monitor the next draw in the World Championship, I should have made my bet that every game would be a draw last game. With 5 games remaining, I would have probably made a good profit if I could pull it off. Perfecto. All draws. As I play G3, the most dynamic move ever seen. Alright, guys. D5. Tomorrow would be a blitz tournament for Arena. 5+2. Unrated. Casual. In other words. What they call casual here on lichess.org. Our favorite place to play chess. So Asterbate liked Ruben Fine. Well, Ruben Fine wrote a lot of chess books. He was also a great American chess master, grandmaster. Ruben Fine kind of underrated. Not a household name like a Rubinstein, but he was an extremely strong player. Not only was Fine a really prolific author for his era, but he was an extremely strong player. A lot of people don't realize he wasn't just a mediocre grandmaster or something. He was quite strong in his prime. So what am I playing here? C6. I don't know what induced me to make this exchange on d5. That's something I don't recommend, and I don't know why I did that. It's not really good for white. I've had some students who had to play black in this type of position, and they did all right. I just don't know what possessed me to play that move c takes d, giving up the tension or releasing the tension a little bit too early. Did you saw how you lost opportunity last night against me in the simul? You're totally better than I drew. Yeah, blue-eyed albino. I mean, I was aware I was winning. I mean, I'm up a pawn, and I have like queen and knight, like the dominant queen and knight. But I was astounded by your salvation. You know, the way you found a way to save that position when it looked like utterly hopeless. I couldn't believe it. I was kind of in a state of shock. I didn't look at it. I was really, really tired yesterday, but I am aware that it was really winning totally for me. I mean, I could feel it, you know, but I really thought you didn't have any sort of hope there. It was kind of surprising that you had these threats. Took me completely by surprise. The time pressure, yeah, I was in a state of shock when you found that move to threaten f7, and I didn't have a check. I was like, what? How is this even possible? So JCS playing quickly. What would Carlsen do here? The temptation is to play knight to d6, but if I do this, will we have issues? Okay, white seems better, but I don't know, you know, how much better. I guess from your perspective yesterday, blue-eyed albino in the simul, it wasn't difficult to find it. But I couldn't imagine how it was even possible for you to threaten me and defend yourself at the same time. You were so utterly tied up. Again, I was like astounded that that was even possible. I have to be careful not to lose. So JCS simplifies here, which, you know, is logical, but that pawn on d6, we ought to have something kind of lasting advantage. It's not much though, and it is blockaded. Truthfully, maybe it's not enough for me. Rook e1. Astrobate, what? Clash Kid says, Astrobate, I quickly joined the stream yesterday for 5 minutes before bed. You overbid me in the end. So JCS has realized that he can do this because rook e7, queen d6 hits my rook. That endgame for JCS looks a little sketchy. I can also just play rook d1. Maybe I should commit to rook e7, queen d6, rook d6, rook takes e7, rook takes b7 would have left 2 pawns hanging. I always feel like JCS plays too fast. Maybe I missed my opportunity now. Major opportunity blown by white. To play rook e7, trade queens, take on the b7 would have left him with 2 weaknesses on a7 and c6. What's up with queen d6? I mean, sorry, queen c8 here. was looking for maybe rook d4, but then c5 is a good move. Do you accept correspondence game challenges? GG Helis. You always stream at a time when I have to go to bed. Yeah, I do. But as long as the correspondence game challenges are at least 5 days. I don't like to do ones that are faster than that, because a lot of times I might not be able to respond in time if they're faster than 5 days. I don't like to do like the 3-day ones, because there might be like 2 or 3 days when I can't respond in time. Sacking the exchange is a very interesting concept here. Right about now. I mean, let's just try it, just for kicks. Maybe this is not enough. Oh, he has this move. Oh, man, I don't know. So bishop e4, rook takes d6, and then queen f5? Can't believe it. Am I gonna lose now? Because I went too far? He's only used 1 minute for the whole game. I would think JCS would be stronger in bullet than he is. He has no bullet games. JCS, do you have like a secret account for playing bullet or something that you're not telling us about? I only have a pawn for the exchange here, so I'm probably losing. Master has this move. We can put up some resistance with the rook on the 7th, probably. That extra pawn. Control the file. I was very sloppy, you know. But his speed of play is so fast that I couldn't even commentate and keep up with him. Still, it seems like we have reasonable compensation. Get the king to the center. If he loses another pawn... Yeah, but this is an extremely strong move. I have to stay on the 7th. King up, rook d8, rook c7, rook check. So I guess I have to play like b4 or something. About to lose on time. His play is unbelievable. I'm just lost now. Just devastating. Do I have any sort of hope now? Maybe. I didn't expect that. I guess this doesn't save me though, really. I didn't expect him to go for the 8 pawn. Or even this move. Wow. I didn't even imagine he could defend like that. I guess it's over now. That was a sloppy move, taking with the rook on a3 when you could have played rook d8 there. Very materialistic. Probably still enough to win. Basically hopeless. Totally crushing victory. Just for fun. Rook g8. Obviously rook g8. Pinning my bishop to my... Just pinning my bishop to my king. This is the easiest way for black to win here. Oh, he has that. Not now. I meant before. Last move. You're supposed to play it last move. Not now. I think he's enjoying this a little too much. Well, that wasn't expected. He's gonna actually flag me. Alright, good game. That was impressive. He used like very little time for the whole first phase of the game. Let's see. What's the final analysis? I was better, but his speed is unbelievable. He has a secret bullet account, I think. Yeah, it looks like he's sadistic. This actually happened in some game. Exactly the same moves. Exactly, but now he took here. We're better after this, and black's just groveling for a draw, but I missed rook e7 here. I mean, I should have gone for this. This looks very promising. Queen d6, queen d6, rook takes d6, rook takes b7. Black would have to really fight to hold a draw here, but I let him get away. So this was good, but I blundered with queen e5. So bishop h3. Here I had some kind of major fail. The problem was I wanted to play bishop h3. I ended up blundering with queen e5 and allowing queen b8, which I missed. But I thought that bishop h3 c didn't work because I saw rook f7 and I freaked out. And this is what I missed. So I basically just disregarded this because of rook f7, queen e5, rook f6. I thought black was holding on here. Apparently even this is strong. Wow. So I didn't see this at all. You know, I saw this. I didn't see d7, which is just winning. So he was lucky, but his technique was excellent. Once he got a winning position, actually here's kind of funny because after queen e5, yeah, no, I don't know why it's saying equal here. The Stockfish is giving me a weird evaluation. Queen b8, 0. But this is like winning for black. Queen b8. I don't know why it's saying 0. Queen takes e6 check, and I'm just like losing. Bishop e4 here. From here on out, black played really well. Queen there. And this is like a blunder, I guess. But I thought this might be a draw. Rook d7. Rook e6, f3 here. This is brilliant. Threatening rook d8. And I'm lost. You played the endgame like a genius, though. Honestly. From that point out. Okay, very impressive. Let's take a look at the World Championship for 1 minute. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Dim, Asterbait. This is World Championship ongoing game now, game 8. And it looks like it's gotten really, according to the engine, equal. We'll turn that off for a second, though, and just think about it. So Carlsen got his pawn back. Excuse me, Caruana got his pawn back on h4. He remains with a very strong pass pawn, and it also looks like, you know, the queenside majority has been frozen by the move a5, so still visually white's better. Neither side has activated their king. I mean, I would think that white was a tiny bit better here. But we'll see. Okay, guys, let's take a challenge. Clash Kid, HGG, stupid names to challenge me to Clash Kid and HGG. HGG bailed before. I just wanted to look at the World Championship. We'll take his game next, if he's still around. Very, very bad. I thought you thought I had a perpetual. I don't think it was ever a draw. Unlike the World Championship match, our game. There, JCS, impressive speed of play, but I was totally winning, and then I was totally lost. I don't think there was a draw. You thought I had a perpetual. Yeah, we were good, but I missed the tactics with d7, and my instinct to play bishop h3 was correct, but unfortunately that hallucination was costly because I went from winning to like lost by inverting the move order of bishop h3 and queen e5. It's pretty costly losing the game because you reverse the order of moves. Clash Kid, I'm not going to play the Sveshnikov like Carlsen. I think the Sveshnikov, should you have played h6 yourself? Well, you could have played h6 yourself. You mean at the end it would have been one of many winning moves? Maybe earlier, you know. But anyway, I played a stupid opening. I played c takes d against you, which is, I would be the first to admit that that's just useless for white. You never play the white side of those structures and exchange pawns. Exchanging pawns for white on d5 in the Catalan, basically, is just, I don't know what possessed me to do that. You know, it was just like, because I haven't played today, I just was, alright, let's just exchange some pawns. No, it was thoughtless and bad. You could play h6. GG Healis, I will, please accept my correspondence game now. I'm about to turn off the PC, I'm afraid the challenge will cancel itself then. It shouldn't cancel itself. It should not cancel itself. I've got the challenge. It canceled itself. GG Healis, if you're still here, yeah, it's still there. Okay. Is this gonna make me like leave the board? Alright, we continue our game, right? It's not gonna close the game. I had my fear. So I'm trying to experiment with a new system here. For me, at least. It's totally a standard line, but I don't know the theory here very well for black. Maybe queen c7 is an interesting move. Just for something different. Don't worry, JCS, you don't have to have a clue how to play that structure with black. It's trying to have a clue how to play the structure with white. White can't really do anything. The bishop on g2 is good defensively. It's basically like a Caro-Kann exchange variation, where you play like what's his name? Sparkle Horse. That's my name. Spinal Tap Chess does like g6 on the black side of the exchange Caro-Kann. It's solid, but there's no forward plan for my side. Something obscure here. Bishop h5 from Clash Kid. It's quite a good line for white, I guess. See, that's the money move, bishop h5. I mean, g3 is not bad. I have the option to play h5 now. I'm not sure if I even want to, but we'll do it. Yeah, the problem with queen e5, what I played against JCS in the last game I lost, was that I didn't see he could play queen b8, basically. How strong that was until it was too late. f3 and e4 is the only plan, JCS, that's right. The only plan for white in that formation would be for white to play it like a Caro-Kann and to do f3 and e4. Literally the only plan. Because I don't have b1. I can't play like a minority attack with rook b1, b4. Your bishop's on f5. So yeah, exactly. That's the best try for white to actually try to execute f3, e4 with the central majority of pawns. But I don't think that it should be that bad for black. Or should be bad for black at all. It's quite okay for black. Just not... That's why people don't exchange pawns on d5 in the Catalan. I've seen a lot of people do that, and all of them were rated under 1800. Usually it's something that I see my students' opponents play, and I'm like, oh, good. They did c takes d. That's stupid for white. I do it myself. So now Clash Kid taking on c6, and we've got this massive Botvinnik-style classical Sicilian structure. But I like this for black. Lots of pawns that they're like a wall. There's nothing you can do against that. So I don't think he should make this exchange on c6. This doesn't really help him. We have a lot of flexibility. I've got h4. I was expecting white to play h4, actually. He played queen d4 now. And I think the best plan is to just keep, as I said, keep the flexibility. h6, I mean, like, h4 is interesting here. I could play e5, but it's best to just try to not do that. King e7 is also maybe interesting. If I put my king on e7, I lose my ability to castle, though I don't really see myself castling. Just trying to stay flexible. Trading queens is usually quite safe for black in structures like this. Trade-off. And Edward Mednes has a book called From the Middle Game to the End Game. One of the sections in that book is like, you know, when to trade queens. I think this is a good example position. When to trade queens, when your opponent has their queen in this like monstrously dominant position. Like the queen on d4. I mean, this is a typical example of a good spot for a queen trade, most likely. But I think that black is slightly better here. Maybe I have to be a little bit careful, though. Because I don't like rook here, these sort of invasive moves. I almost rushed there with e5, but chasing his rook to a good square may not be my best plan here. Getting my king to a useful position. Maybe I'm not better, but I don't think I'm worse. Sleman says, not sure what you actually said, but the stream cut out for me a bit. That's stupid for white. I play it myself. I was saying that in my last game of JCS, I basically did something that a lot of my students' opponents do, which is exchanging pawns on d5, the white side of a Catalan. Um, it's stupid for white. What I did myself. More or less, you're paraphrasing. You're able to paraphrase what I said pretty closely. Rook a4 now. So this is the missing link, though. I mean, my dark square bishop doesn't look like much right now, but it could become enormously powerful. You could see if I play d5, this bishop starts patrolling dark squares. It's hard for him to fight me, you know, for those squares. d5 at the moment looking kind of interesting, actually. One of the only things I was worried about was maybe like rook f4, but that's not an option here. This cuts out, it cuts out b4, obviously. White's still fine, strangely. My bishop's not that big a deal. But he has to defend. I would call it defending. Okay, let's find another word. He has to play actively. He has to play accurately here to compete against this dark square bishop that's unopposed. I'm not sure that d5 was my best move. It was a little inflexible. Now I sack a pawn. Does it even work? This is a weird position. Very curious situation. So we're competing with the World Championship guys. I've got like 45 minutes and I've got to go. Early short stream today. We're going to be back tomorrow with Blitz Arena, 4:30 p.m. ETR normal time. But I don't like, again, competing with the World Championship makes the stream kind of awkward. We don't have too many viewers, just half our normal viewers. C5, but I didn't want to drop the stream completely. I don't like to miss streams. I don't know why you played C takes D5 unless you didn't want to play the D takes C4 line. Yeah. I don't play it. I don't know what got into me there, JCS. Don't know what I was thinking. So A3, bishop takes C3, BC, bishop D7, rook A5, king B6 wins his rook. That's kind of funny. The other line is ED, bishop D7, when he has to lose the exchange, it looks like. So I don't know if he has any sort of tactics that I've missed here. His rook is awkwardly placed. I thought the last move he had to play A3 in the first place. Here. This was the move A3. When white can play follow up with B4. With a good game, I thought. But is it too late now? So I just take here. Look, Ma, no rooks. Oh no, he has takes. So that's the problem when you don't analyze properly. Oh my gosh. But it's okay. We'll find a way to make this work. Right? We're gonna find a way to make this work. We can try to trap his guy. So C4. I could play rook A8. Oh my god, I blundered. Rook A8 and rook takes A3. But then he has king B2, which is really irritating. It's a tragedy for me. I totally missed rook takes a6. Absolutely. So c4, e takes d. Well, there's nothing to even think about there. I guess I have to consider just taking on e4. I mean, that's all there is to it. A pawn is a pawn at this point. Yeah, I don't think I have a choice. I have to take this. Pawn is pawn. I don't like my position, though. Maybe some mitigating factors here. The isolated nature of his pawns. I mean, he probably doesn't like his position either. He has these isolanis over here. I have this bad pawn on h5. This is the best move for white now. Absolutely, bishop e2. Posing serious problems. Right, so what do I do? Get the amoeba rolling, I guess. Get that amoeba, get the amoeba rolling, like f6, e5, bishop c6, f4. This is going to be the best way to do this, I think. Let's say. I could also play bishop e8, maybe, and guard my h-pawn with my bishop, actually. I can't really afford to miscalculate any more than I already have in this game. Uh-oh. No, you're not allowed to do that. Stay in your box. All right. That's it. Stay in your place there. Rook b1. Okay. Where are you coming through? We making progress? Am I making progress? Should I trade rooks? f5, f4. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Here. The pawn amoeba? The pawn amoeba with the kiba. How's the amoeba looking? Like here, check. And then take this one. And then we unite them. The united amoeba. Amoeba's united. We go up and grab this guy. No, didn't he miss something there? I think he missed something. Last move not good. Not an easy position to play, though. So g2, take, king a3. Am I winning there? He just resigned, but I guess I can play g2 and then play takes here. I didn't even work out a forced win. I guess I'm winning. It doesn't seem that easy, though. Yeah, I guess it would have been better just to play king. Okay, just king a4 and just start walking in like the computer suggests there. I'm winning. It was a crazy game. He mouse slipped king g1, he said. Oh. So after f4, though, I think you're still in trouble without that move. In that point. Earlier it was very interesting. Alright, let's take this other challenge here with Haberbaum. I haven't seen Haberbaum in a long time. What did Acerbate say? Really hard game to see clearly. It was a very strange ending with all those pawns all over the place. Yeah, that was weird. That's what I love about those Richter Rousers with the crazy double pawns and those wonderful pawn islands. You just watched the video and you said I should have played rook g8 after bishop takes g6, but that allows rook h7 mate. JCS, why would I do a thing like that? I was hoping you're one of those people who like listens to my suggestions while you're playing. It was suggestion. The power of suggestion. We're just hoping that you allow me to mate you in one. Because sometimes people listen and they do what I say. I played it out for a long time just because of the possibility of you letting me do some silly mate like that. Okay, I don't really have much against the Marshall, so I'm going to go with this. Anti-Marshall. Can you play knight a5 and sack a pawn here? Knight a5, knight takes e5, knight takes b3, cb3, d5. Is that a variation? No. I don't think you can do that. The question is, should white play a5 or does white have to play a5? Probably not. But after d6, knight a5 becomes something of a move. Rufus and Doofus with the massive emotes there and the bit donations. That's cool. Rufus Doofus 22 in bit donations with the crazy characters, and that's awesome, man. Rook e8 here, allowing the pressure to build against f7. Wow. So if knight g5, you could just go back, right? Huh. That's interesting enough. But after d5, knight takes d5, knight takes f7, king takes f7. It's the ultimate. So let's say knight g5, d5, pawn takes pawn. Then he has knight d4. Knight takes f7? No. So knight g5, d5, ed, knight d4. Is that one of those that's just good for black, right? I think that's just good for black. Huh. So I don't know. What am I missing there? Someone's voting for c3, but my chair is not comfortable. Okay, I'm thinking that black will probably play for d5. Was that what you're thinking when you play rook e8 here? Knight g5, d5, ed knight d4, d6, knight takes b3. Wait a minute, I have d6 there. What the heck is going on? Knight takes b3, pawn takes e7. That can't be good for black. Okay, let's try it. I don't know. It seems wrong to do this, but it also seems interesting. I guess he goes knight a5, and it's all for nothing. I've been concentrating on knight d4. Knight a5 doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's just the same thing. I still play d6 and takes on e7. All right. Hopefully this works. If he plays rook f8, I could try f4, and that's interesting. Kind of improved Roy Lopez knight g5 variation. Possibly. He just went back. So I could play knight f3, or I can try f4. So the f4 is more fun. There is something inherently illogical about this. When you get in these kind of situations, I mean, the rook is on e1. Wouldn't you want the rook on f1 when you do something like this? I would think so. So I have doubts about my whole strategic idea here. But he just chooses not to contest me. So I think I have to go back. Is bishop c5 check a danger? Maybe. I may have underestimated that move. If he plays bishop c5 check, what the heck am I gonna do? Bishop c5 check. King h1, knight g4. Maybe I'm just like lost there. Oh my god. Now it's like a normal, almost normal-ish position. This doesn't seem like we played this right. Both sides making a lot of mistakes. And now Haberbaum just goes totally off the map with this insane move, g5. It's suicide. It's a strategic suicide for black. I can probably just sacrifice a piece straight up, but I'm not sold on that. So ironically, I'm looking at playing bishop c1 here. I mean, I guess g5, it's a move, right? What a strange opening. I'm going back to c1 because bishop e3 gets hit by knight g4 and bishop d2 interferes with my ability to play d4. So knight f7, bishop f7, f takes e5, and d4. I did look at that. That's an interesting sacrifice. That is an interesting sacrifice. If I had more time, I would look into it further. But g5, man, that's gotta be like long-term suicide for black. Not right now, not this move, maybe not even 3 moves from now, but 5 moves, 10 moves from now. His kingside, eventually something's gonna just fall apart over there. You can't afford to play that move, I don't think. What's happening in our World Championship match? The draw fest. No matter what they do, it's going to be a draw. But again, you know, that's what happens when players are really good. Like, neither of them is much better than the other, so they're very equally matched. Okay, knight h7. What about developing your pieces? Whatever happened to that? You might be saying. Someone suggested c3 earlier. Not such a stupid idea. Because at this point I need reinforcement of that d4 pawn. Plus we've got the bishop pulling back to this diagonal, which could be useful. Our center is extremely strong now. But both diagonals for that bishop are eminently powerful, whichever way it goes. Possibly I had a better move, I don't know, but I'm not exactly far ahead in development here. Antonio says, what? You were watching Sopico. Sopico. G5 is terrible, white is not enough developed. Yeah, that's a good evaluation of what's going on. My developmental disadvantage is a short-term thing, but the weakness of g5 is forever, so I guess if he could play king g7, f5 quickly, he might have enough play of some sort. Welcome to my stream, guys. International Master William Pascal. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess till 2:30 Eastern Time today. I had a late start. important stuff going on here outside the chess realm for me. So life stuff, very important. The stream layout is looking fantastic. Thanks, Chesspots or Whales. Our moderator, Saltigo, helped with that. And we've had some criticisms, but I'm glad you like it. You know, not everybody likes. You know, it's kind of like music. People are of different opinions. You can't make all the people happy all the time, right? I'm glad you're happy with it. Yeah, King G7 was the move I suggested. It makes a lot of sense. Enabling F5 potentially. I just need to get my pieces out at this point. I need to lose a piece. Not my day today. It's a sacrifice. This is obviously a sacrifice. Haberbomb tricked me. Tricked me to losing a piece. Clearly, I intended to sacrifice this piece. Obviously, this was an intentional sacrifice. Doing a lot of bluffing today. So I should have played the Caruana knight a3, knight c2, knight e3 transfer. Or knight a3, knight c4. If you're making people happy, something's wrong. It's a king's gambit. Right? I'm losing a piece for nothing. I did this to myself. We'll have to rely on tricks. Blunderific. Pawn takes is interesting. It's a king's gambit. It's all good. Hopefully we have some sort of compensation based on our strong center and our mobile rooks and the great bishop on c1. I have my doubts about this Kieseritsky king's gambit. Knight f6 now. Do we ever have anything, any sort of threats or something? Nothing. And black's pieces aren't too mobile. There's no threat at all. Absolutely no threat. Well, g3 was to play h4. Clearly, he's going to play bishop g5, and I have to play h4 to get him off of... That bishop was master defender on g5. Should I have played queen takes f7 there? Possibly. But I think now I'm winning. This was not the greatest game. Almost trapped my queen there. Not the greatest game by both sides. I got my knight trapped on f3. Ugh. Okay, that was a blunderfest. Sorry. The Daviator guy just playing me 3-0 rated. I don't do rated or 3-0. Alright, we've got to take our subscriber challenges. So Percy and Morales will be next. Those might be the last two. Most likely these are the last two games for today, guys, from the subscribers. Percy Hepworth and Morales. Man, Percy Hepworth with the English there. It's getting kind of tiring. This English opening, man. Not easy. How am I going to deal with this English? Sorry about that, cheapo. We did Simul yesterday. It went pretty well. Lost 3 games. Antonia, one of them that I lost to. Played really well. Unless I confused him with Mule Skinner again. Wait, it was Antonia, right? I'm immortal. No, that was a terrible, terrible blunder. I just totally forgot that White had a threat. Rookie 8 seems interesting. Yeah, that's true, right? So you actually had bishop c5 check, and I was terrified of that. Actually, once you didn't find that, I was kind of like really ecstatic, you know, that everything's okay. I'm not sure, and I have doubts about my playing knight to g5 there. I mean, it's probably not that great. I wonder about this. Could you play d5 even for black? I normally don't do that. A long time ago I did a video series on the reverse Grand Prix attack for chesslecture.com, but it's been like 10 years ago. Of course, openings like this don't really change. I don't know why. I should keep the victory and avoid challenging me. Your last game was victorious. So, I don't know why I played the Grand... I like playing the Grand Prix attack with black, somehow. It seems better than with white. White having the extra move puts him at a disadvantage. It's funny how some openings actually seem to work out like that. So white played e3. Another interesting idea is knight h3 here. I have seen tried. So this gets kind of weird. Like e4 maybe? Or f4. It's hard to decide. f4 extends my bishop. I guess they're both good. f4 is more strategic. More strategically natural. Not blocking my own bishop. But I think that e4 is interesting too. To like kind of lock it. You could play that. You like my opening. Morales would like this since he plays the Grand Prix attack with white. He likes it. G takes F, E takes F, E4. Might be a line. You have to play this dynamically for black, though. Okay, guys, one last game against Morales after this. I have an appointment to have my car serviced. Wouldn't want to get stuck on the road and have to call AAA. Oh man, every time I think I got it, Blunderfest multi-games in a row. You're talking about my play, right? So what's happening in the World Championship at the moment? Is it finally a draw yet? Well, we know you like the Grand Prix attack, Morales. Okay, Queen D2 here. He has to take back with the pawn, I guess, because Knight G4 should be strong. We're breaking through quickly. Knight G4 is not exactly a developing move. But what does he do after that? Just Knight F3? impressive. I feel like I'm being too direct or something. What would Morales do? Like bishop g4 or something? Is this a good move? Or does that help white somehow? I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do here. King h8. Yeah, well, they can also play knight h3. That's true. So, where's white going with the king, though? Although, like, knight g4, knight h3 isn't easy for either side, to be honest. Alright, let's play this. We got to decide on something. Yep, another draw. It's official. Official draw in the World Championship, Game 8. 4 games from a perfect score. It was a sharp game, though. Let's not complain. Sort of sharp game. Caruana got the edge again, it looks like. Carlsen risked a lot, and he had nothing to show for it, really. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. It seems like he kind of took unnecessary. I would go as far as to say he took unnecessary risk, practically. G5 is a tempting move in those kind of structures, but it's really, really risky for a player like Carlsen. Now, Hepworth here is castling queenside, which I understand, but it's not really like, let's say, like the traditional way of playing such positions. So, speaking of risk, no bad pieces. Guys, I'm going to try to get in one more game after this, then it's time to go. Why not bishop h5? Whoa. How does that work? Alright, I don't know. Should I take first or ask questions later? Why not take first? It looks like Percy, I always have this problem, just dropped this pawn. Why not bishop h5? It just seemed like he would be gaining tempi with that pawn advance g4 at some point. Why? Why is that necessarily good for me? I'm not sure. But Percy just blundering the pawn on c4, it looks like. I don't know why he would sacrifice it, per se. Percy. That's terrible. Stupid puns. Or whatever you call it. It's not really a pun, right? Is it a pun? If I say Percy, per se. Percy, per se. It's not really a pawn sacrifice, Percy, per se. Now bishop d5 even. I mean, everything's good. This is just good for us. Hey, let's trade bishops. Although this move may have been a mistake, objectively. No, let's not say undeveloping, but it's not a developmental move. Bishop d5, it's more of a slow strategic move. I think we can get away with it. He doesn't have 96 right away, but he has some other tricks. So now he has some legitimate compensation because I played this dumb move order. Not on my best form today. If you're English, you say not on your best form, but if you're American, you'd say not in your best form, right? Killing 2 bishops, yeah, but I allowed this knight f4 thing. Now he has play. He missed his chance to do it, though. 2 bishops with 1 stone. But he should have played that move earlier. Now maybe this is still good for him. It's a good thing b7's protected by complete... I'm looking at this, you know. He could have played d5 and wedged his knight on e6. That would have been awful for me. Now I'm actually good again. Then we start with the jokes. Make your bishops good again. It's ridiculous. This thing needs more than Donald Trump to save it. Honestly. Bishop on c3 is going to have a hard time being great again. Now he's going to have to be very creative to make that into a piece. Before the stream started, Asterbait made a good point. What was it? This before the stream started, Asterbait, or was it last night? You said, yeah, exactly. Antonia pointing it out. So bishops can actually become pawns. That's what he was saying. It can promote to a pawn, essentially. Bishops can promote to pawns. I thought it was a unique way of looking at it. Those weren't his exact words, but you get the point. Yeah, but Percy, sometimes it's best, ironically, like in this case, probably to just trade it off. Because his king is so bad. Bad king. Now, if I was playing Blue-Eyed Albino, I'd probably almost lose here. My game yesterday, I was all over him with a queen and knight just crawling all over his king. Pawn up against a bad bishop and queen, and I just totally ruined the position in just a matter of a couple moves. It was ridiculous. All right. Make your bishop great again. We should get hats and everything. It would just be embarrassing. But we're up a pawn. We have a safer king. I mean, I think this is pretty bad for white now. I could have played 93, winning the exchange there. I totally forgot. That was my plan. But he surprised me when he played knight before. It's with check. He's just blundering now. Okay, it's not been my best day. All right, last game for today against Morales here. Then I gotta run. Gotta run to the car repair place. Morales. I'm not gonna run. I have a car. It still works. But anyways, d4. What are we gonna do today? The wall. It is building a wall. Did you see that bishop on c3? You see it's not a coincidence. It's involved directly in building walls. Already. Let's just play e3. The Budapest Gambit declined. Percy Hepworth, you're welcome. Sorry I'm not in the greatest form today. Okay. e3. Oh no, the advanced variation. It's like an advanced variation tempo down. So I'm playing the French against the French guy. He's not French, but he plays the French. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Dim, Rufus Doofus, Asterbait. Now we're playing literally in advanced French with the move in hand. I love knight h3. I like to play that move on move 1 just for fun sometimes, so we might as well do it here. Inducing the g5 that we love so much. Magnus and Haberbaum. Haberbaum can feel good about that, you know, that he actually he played a little bit like Magnus today. Essentially. They both love g5. So a tempo up, exchange advance French. Does the extra tempo really have a lot of meaning? And it's weird playing the French with white, isn't it? It seems kind of strange playing the French defense with the white pieces. You know, some people have argued that, and I think there's a truth in this, like Alex Yermolinsky had a book, I forget, it was some kind of book on chess strategy, and he was talking about how, in that book from 15 years ago, doesn't matter, Yermo was talking about how, Uncle Yermo, opposite, you know, reverse color openings, basically, in many cases, like the extra tempo doesn't seem to really mean as much as it seems like it should, which is funny. So bishop d6. If I exchange too early, we're going to get ourselves in trouble here. Bishop d2, d takes c, bishop takes c4. And that's a spot where maybe the extra tempo matters. Let's see, bishop d2, take, castles. Knight g5, winning a pawn, right? Make your pawns count again. Does it win a pawn? It should. So let's see if this extra tempo really matters here against Morales. We're effectively playing a variation where if I tried to do this with black, I would probably get in trouble. Well, now I'm going to take this pawn. Fear no evil. Alex, what's up? Fear no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. I'm a materialist. I don't really know what else to do, though. He's effectively playing the, what's it called? That gambit in the French. Can't remember. Milner-Barry. He's playing the Milner-Barry. What's the plan now here, Morales? Nah. I played a lot of knight h6, knight h3 type stuff, and this is looking kind of creepy for black. Don't think he has enough compensation for this pawn down. This being down a pawn business. I could even play bishop g2, rook e8, f3. But there you would have queen check. Ouch. So we need one more move before we can do that. And it's certainly possible to castle queenside here. Some combination of the two. We could castle either side. The only difference... What's the only difference, Antonio? The only difference is that my knight is on h3? Well, I mean, that's actually kind of a normal thing on the black side of the advanced French, you might say. So if I castle kingside, let's see, you play rook e8, I castle kingside, you play knight c6, or do you play knight d7? If you play knight d7, you head for f6. If I... If I castle queenside, knight c6, king b1. Castle queenside, knight c6, king b1. That seems okay. Or we castle kingside, knight d7. Threatening knight f6. I feel safer with the castling queenside. I can win a pawn. I don't care about the h2 pawn. If he wanted to there. He could have played bishop takes h2, rook takes h2, queen c7 check. Not my problem. That pawn doesn't really matter. I don't care. As long as I have one pawn, like whatever, that one or that one, I guess I'm okay. Alex is just enjoying the stream. All right, good to see you. Guys, we're going to end the stream now. This is our last game. It's 2:30 coming up, so I got to go. We'll be back with a viewer blitz tournament tomorrow on the World Championship rest day. So that's good. Rounds 9 and 10 coming up next. So you think castles queenside is the right direction. Not sure where my queen belongs, but I want my queen to be staying fairly active. Tough position. Ultimately playing f3. White has to be opportunistic, wait for opportunities to do various things. Play f3, maybe the g file, maybe push my pawn to d5, maybe my two bishops will open up. Black has some attacking my pawns ideas like queen h4, queen g5. The danger would be that I could play f3. This move seems like a strange decision. I mean, I just didn't even think twice about this. And like the World Championship game, I don't think that opposite color bishops makes this position drawish. Contrary, I think the opposite color bishops increases the dynamism, essentially the dynamism of the position. Caruana was winning today. Well, it wasn't quite that easy, as it always seems to be. That's the third time when Caruana had some sort of advantage. Easier said than done. So f3 queen takes f3. This may be too risky. Yeah, this was definitely looking too risky. I'm not calculating well today. In fact, I didn't calculate queen g5 at all here. I guess that doesn't do anything though. He doesn't have these moves. Was that a mistake, his last move? Playing, I don't know where he's supposed to go. If he had stayed on the d pawn with the rook, would that have been better? Yeah, I guess that's my question. Okay, have yourself an h pawn. He doesn't want that. Okay, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Antonio is not a materialist. He's fast, though. Phil and McCracken. Guys, we're just ending the stream, so I'm sorry. The difference is that lichess is better. Alright, bishop f8. I believe in these pawns. It's a green site. It's not for the profit of private individuals. Major difference between chess.com and lichess. Chess.com was created for the profit of private individuals. I think that for me that's the most distinctive difference that really exists between the two. Besides the fact that it's just better. Right, so can we do like a Magnus Carlsen Caruana thing here and draw a good position? How to get the advantage and draw. In this case, I'm up pretty significant pawn. Well, guys, not my greatest day today. I'm a little bit tired, but the quality has not quite been up to snuff. All right, what do we got here? Seems strange. Seems like a strange move. I'm losing the thread here. Losing the thread. Rook d3. I'm really losing the thread here. He's so fast, dude. He's 1500 in bullet. I don't know how you can justify that. You're not allowed to be 1500 in bullet, man. We're going to revoke your rating. You're too good. That's not fair. Whoa, what's this? F5. Oh, man. No, no, no. No, 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 no. I don't want to just trade. That would really be a draw. I need to keep this pawn on the board. Alright, come on. My car repairman is waiting. No, not yet. Look at this. 5-car pileup. And leave me alone. Morales rated 1500 in bullet chess, obviously. That's his true strength. You can tell. Tai Chi. Probably not waking up 5 o'clock in the morning. Helps mental acuity. That's what I need to do. Houston, do we have a problem here? Oh no. We bamboozled him. Now it looks like he has to actually sack. No, he can't even sack. Oh man, there's no move for black. Just over. Wow. Thank you, Morales. Good game, man. Very tough fight. Not an easy position to play ever. Ops colored bishops and rooks. Very dynamic. Like the World Championship match today. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Congratulations to JCS for a victory. Well deserved. I will see you guys tomorrow. Viewer Arena, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be 5+2 casual, just for fun, here on lichess.org. Thanks, JCS, for being our moderator for today, and everybody for watching and joining me. Despite the World Championship going on, we got up to 52 viewers somehow. I got to take off, again, 4:30 p.m. EDT tomorrow, guys. We're going to be doing a stream where we're doing blitz tournament arena style here. Anyway, from our chess pandas, hello. We're saying goodbye, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Later. See ya. Visanta Tashro.